Hello, I hope all are safe with your families and taking all the necessary precautions for your safety. So, myself Dr. K.T. Patil, and I am going to give the presentation about the landslides. So, landslide is the natural phenomena in which downward sliding or moving of the huge quantities of land masses takes place. And there are different reasons of the landsliding. The reasons may be natural or these may be man-made, in which what happens that particular area of land becomes unstable. It loses its stability, and that's why that rocks or soil masses roll down along the hill slopes, and from the top of the hills they come down due to the effect of the gravity and accumulate at the bottom of the hills, which occurs along the slopes of hills or mountains. And this activity, or we can say natural phenomena, it may be sudden or it may be slow, depending on the factors which are responsible for this. So, classification of the earth movements. All movements of earth masses are referred as landslides, but these are differ in many respects. Therefore, all types of landslides are categorized as the earth movements, and this classification is given as, so first class of this sliding is called as earth flow, then landslides, and third one is the subsidence. In earth flow, again there are three parts: solifluction, creep, and rapid flow. Whereas landslides may be debris slide or slump, rock slides, and rock falls. Then third category is subsidence, in which what happens, there may be plastic flow or there may be collapse. So let's see that first one is the solifluction. Is a downward movement of wet soil along the hill slopes under the influence of gravity. So for solifluction, first of all, there must be a occurrence of water by different means. There may be heavy rainfall, and due to this heavy rainfall, all the pores and spaces within the soil or rock may be filled with the water, and wet condition, or we can say over wet condition, is developed. And in addition to this, if there is a effect or influence of gravity, okay, so combinedly there will be the movement of this slump or this rock masses or soil masses takes place along the hill slopes, and generally wet condition of that soil is responsible, and this particular kind of sliding or movement of that land masses is called as the solifluction. And generally this takes place in the rainy season in the hilly area. Then another one is the soil creep. Creep is the extremely slow downward movement of the dry surfacial matter. We can see here in this figure that along the hill slopes we can see that trees are tilted, and this is the effect of that movement of the soil. Movement of the soil occurs in regions which are subjected to the freeze-thaw conditions. The freeze lifts the particles of soil and rocks. When there is a thaw, the particles are set back down, but not in the same place as before. It is very important to the civil engineers to know the rate of movement of these land masses, or we can say rocks, because civil engineers has to deal with the earth surface, its material, and that's why it is necessary to know about the behavior of this slide, behavior of this earth, and among which this land sliding is the very important. So These flows may be rapid, similar to the creep, but after that movement of the land masses, they differ in terms of the speed and depth, and these rapid flows are definitely faster, whereas creep involve up to the shallow depth approximately 1 to 2 meters, whereas the rapid flow is involved to the greater depth up to the 5 or more than that. So landslides is a mass of earth moves along a definite plane or surface. The failure is termed as landslide. There are different reasons. We will see into detail. Large block known as slums. Large block known as slums and moves during the landslides. The scar above landslide is easily visible and they can occur along the slope where the internal resistance of the rocks are reduced or they lose their holding capacity. Common after earthquake or after removal of part of the slope due to the construction, particularly for construction of the roads. We can see here, this is the hill slope along which there is a downward movement of this debris or soil is taking place, and this debris which is reached at the bottom of hills and is accumulated at the bottom of hill, this is called as the dew. Whereas the another terminology which is used in these landslides, that is talus, which is accumulation of the coarse rock fragments. We can see here accumulation of the coarse rock fragments, and in case of this, what you are saying, that is accumulation of the soil. Whereas in case of talus, there is accumulation of the rock fragments at the bottom of hill and resulted from the mechanical weathering along a slope under influence of the gravity. So first of all, the weathering of the rocks, or we can say land masses, is responsible for the loosening of these rocks, and thereafter, being there is a influence of the gravity, all these material which has been become loose due to the action of different natural we can say phenomena like action of wind or action of rainfall, action of ice, etc., which are responsible for the weathering and erosion. And thus, if such rock masses roll down and they accumulate at the bottom of the hills, then it is called as the talus. Okay. And if instead of sliding or instead of roll down, if there is a directly falling of the rock blocks from the height, okay, that is called as the rock fall. That is called as the rock fall, because there is a no rolling, there is a no sliding, directly there is a falling of the fragments of the rocks. There may be, these rock blocks may be of various size as well as shape. So then after, another phenomena which is called as the subsidence, which represents the downward movement of the surface. It may occur due to the plastic outflow of the underlying strata or due to the compaction of underlying material. So in that, number one is subsidence due to the plastic outflow. That means it may occur when a plastic layer like clay bed is squeezed outward due to the overlying heavy load. We know that clay is plastic in nature, and if such clay bed is trapped in or it is overlain by hard strata, okay, then due to the load above that clay bed, that clay bed may be squeezed out, okay, just like a plastic flow. Then Another condition is that subsidence due to the collapse. So it occurs due to the extensive pull out of large volume of underlying water or due to the subsurface solution cavities in limestone terrain. We know that if in particular area carbonaceous rocks are there like limestone or dolomite, okay, and if such rocks come in contact of the water or any hydrothermal solutions, okay, then what happens, the calcium carbonate which is present in this limestone or dolomite, it starts to dissolve, and initially this action takes place along the weak planes like joints or fractures, or we can say faults, whatever the weak planes are available in that rock. And then after that, rock mass starts to dissolve into that water, and day by day there is increase in the diameter of that cavities, and due to this increasing in the diameter of the cavities, such cavities may proceed towards the shallow depth. From the depth, it may proceed towards the shallow depth, and there may be formation of the thin layer over that cavity. And if above that thin layer, if there is a heavy structure or movement of vehicles, whatever, okay, and then due to that overburden, due to the overweight, okay, there may be sudden collapsing of that thin layer into that cavity, into that cavity, and such action is called as the subsidence, and whatever the formation of that hole is called as the sinkholes. We can see here in these photographs there are number of depressions. We can see here, and here. So these are formed due to the sudden collapsing of this overburden, and that collapsing is accelerated due to the dissolution of the rock masses below the surface. So now let's see different causes of the landslides. This occurs due to the various factors. First of all, let's see internal causes, among which influence of slope is the important one. It provides favorable conditions for landslides. Steeper slopes are prone to the slippage of land. It is known that most of the material are stable up to the certain angle, and that angle is called as the critical angle or angle of repose. It varies from 30 degree for unconsolidated, that is loose sediments, to the 90 degree for the massive rocks, and 60 to 90 degree for the partially jointed rocks. So angle of repose or the critical angle is depends on the what type of that rock material is. Okay. Then another reason is that groundwater or associated water. Main factor responsible for the slippage is the groundwater. Suppose hard or massive rocks are underlain by softer rock like shale or clay beds. Okay. When rainwater percolates through some fractures or joints, the clay beds become very plastic and acts as a slippery base, which enhance the chances of the loose overburden to slip downward. Water is the most powerful solvent, which not only causes decomposition of the minerals, but also it is responsible for the leaching out the soluble matter of the rock and reduces the strength. Then lithology is the plays important role in case of these landslides. Rock which are rich in clay like montmorillonite, bentonite, okay, or minerals like mica, calcite, gypsum, etc., are prone to the landslide because these minerals are prone to the weathering. That means these minerals are susceptible for the weathering. That is, whatever the environmental factors are easily affects on such minerals like mica, calcite, gypsum, and hence the rocks which are having such composition like occurrence of the mica, calcite, gypsum, clay like montmorillonite, bentonite, okay, so these are prone for the landslides. Then geological structures also plays important role in case of these landslides. So occurrence of the inclined bedding planes, joints, faults or shear zones are the planes of weaknesses which create conditions of instability. Everybody knows that bedding. So bedding plane is the plane which separates the two beds. Joints, which are nothing but the fractures, and faults is the major geological structure in which what happens along the fractures there is a displacement of the faulted blocks takes place. Okay, likewise same in case of the shear zones. So these type of the geological structures are prone to the instability. These are responsible for the making those area unstable. Then another one is the human influence. Undercutting along the hill slopes or for laying roads or rails tracks can result into the instability. Deforestation in the upland results into the more erosion during the rainy season. So these are some influence of the human. Then let's see the external factors. Most common is the vibration resulted due to the earthquake, blasting to explosive and volcanic eruptions, etc. Again, we know that earthquake is the natural phenomena in which what happens? Shaking of the earth takes place. Various reasons are there. We will see in the next chapter, that is of earthquake. Then blasting to the explosive, and another natural phenomena, that is volcanic eruption or volcanic activity or volcanism, is responsible for the landsliding. Earthquake often initiate mass failures on large scale. Example is of 1897 of Assam earthquake produced gigantic landslides ever recorded in the region. Then preventive measures. These are very important. The main factor which contributes to the landslides are slopes, water content, geological structures, unconsolidated or loose sediments, lithology, and human interference. So let's see how to treat the slope. So we can minimize or we can control these landslides by construction of the retaining walls along the slopes against the slope, which can prevent rolling down of material. It is not possible to stop it 100%, but at least we can control it. Terracing of the slopes is an effective measure. Then another one is the effect of water. Make proper drainage network, because we have seen that water plays main important role in case of the landsliding. Already we have seen in the soil effluxion. So there should be proper drainage system for quick removal of percolating moisture or rainwater by the constructing ditches and waterways along the hill slopes. This is also important precautionary or preventive measure. Then geological structures. Weak plains or zones may be covered or grouted to prevent the percolation of water, and this increases the compaction of the loose material, because we know that along the weak plains like fractures or faults or joints, there will be easily percolation of the water takes place, and this water can act as a lubricant which accelerates the activities of the landsliding. So we can seal all these weak plains by grouting. Then landslides and mud flows. So mud flows can be controlled by the planting on the ground or on the slope and by building the retaining walls. In mud flow areas, build channels or deflection walls to direct the flow around buildings, or we can install the flexible pipe fittings to the fitting to avoid the gas or water leaks. So this is all about the landslide. If any query or difficulty, you can contact directly. We can put the message. Thank you very much.